สวัสดีครับกลับมากันอีกครั้งนะคะสำหรับไลฟ์เนื้อเรื่อง 3.2 สำหรับของตัวเกม Honkai Star Rail นะครับผมเดี๋ยวจะเล่นต่อจากเมื่อวานเลย Let's go ครับไม่ให้เป็นการเสียเวลา
Go back whence you came. Go back. Ahead lies the realm of the dead. What a beautiful butterfly. Is it talking to us?
This is a eulogistic
ผี
butterfly.
เสื้อสื่อมรณาสถานที่ซึ่งมีผู้ร่วมรับอยู่มากมายมักจะมีร่างของพวกมันโบยบินอยู่เส
In
มอ
Idonia, some think of them as
ที่ไอโดเนีย
manifestations
บางคนคิดว่าพวกมันคือความเมตตาของธานาโทสเขาจะแปลงความยึดติดสุดท้ายของผู้ล่วงลับให้กลายเป็นสิ่งมีชีวิตเหล่านี้เหมือนกับการสร้างตัวอย่างสิ่งมีชีวิต
that others think of them as
และคนบางส่วนก็คิดว่าพวกมันคือผู้ส่งสารของธานาโทสเช่นกัน ที่มีหน้าที่นำวิญญาณไปยังโลกอันธการ
The second theory sounds more believable. After all,
รู้สึกว่าอย่างนั้นดูน่าเชื่อถือมากกว่านะเพราะคำพูดของพวกเขาออกจะ
direct.
ตรงไปตรงมาไปหน่อยไหมอ่ะ
perhaps. But the fact
ก็อาจจะ
that
อย่าง
we're
นั้น
able to hear
แต่การ
them
ได้ยินเสียงกระซิบของพวกมันอย่างน้อยก็สามารถอธิบายได้ว่าพวกเราเข้าใกล้โลกของผู้ล่วงลับแล้วจริงๆบินเต็มเมืองชัวร์
These shiny figures. Are they illusions reflected by the river of souls?
Want to buy any fish?
อยากซื้อปลาไหม
See us?
Wait. No, I'm not selling my fish to living people. Not to.
Could it be that
จึงปนทการไม่มีอยู่จริงใจท่านปฏิเสธทั้งคุณและก็ฉัน
But there aren't any fish.
Oh, the fish gone. I can.
apologies? I don't have much in the way of say please relax. May you fall asleep peacefully.
This.
อ้าวแค่ส่งได้
These people aren't illusions. They're supposed to reach the end of the west wind by floating down the river of did Thanatos reject them? Or I have no idea. This circumstance is hang on. Didn't he say more living people? So that means he's seen other members of the living apart from us. Could it be that these souls are stuck here due to someone's
ถูก
deceit?
ใครบางคนหลอกลวงโอ้โหน่าสนใจ
If something is done out of goodwill,
หืม
are you really gonna call it deceit?
Goodwill? Wait a minute. Lady Cypher?
Huh?
That's me.
Could it be that you are the living being that those souls
I couldn't take their behavior anymore. So I stole some things here and made up some lies there.
เสียงมีความอาร่ากว่าที่คิดนะ
Living
เนี่ย
creatures like you that were being misunderstood by all of them.
What else am I supposed to do? You can see the mess this place is in. These poor souls are denied by the netherrealm.
ในช่วงเวลาสั้นๆก่อนตาย ไปไหนต่อไม่ได้
Did you see those two blacksmiths on the way? They've been here for as long as the sun's been around. Wailing, oh,
Then why have you come back, Lady Cypher?
hey, I'm not here to aid your adventure. I hate water more than anything else in this world. Especially, but, I just discovered some stuff before I left. It's about that boy who defied death. I found traces of him here.
ฮะ
Lord Mighty?
Oh, right, that's his name. Well, now you know. As for what... So long, Princess Homebody.
ก็
คือจิตวิญญาณของไมดี้ก็เคยมาที่นี่แล้ว แต่ว่าก็โดนปฏิเสธกลับไป
Has always been a priest. If Lord Mighty is also somewhere along the river shoals right now, then he will certainly become our signpost. After all, he's different from those wandering souls. He will
worry. It's time. Ornix's rune of recollection is nearby.
โอเค
Hey, over here.
กล่องค่อนข้างเยอะ เดี๋ยวค่อยมาตามเก็บอีกที เก็บรูน โอเค
Ornix's miracle has appeared.
Amazing! It's like we're inside a giant bubble. Even the river got parted.
ก็คือดูแล้วก็คงมีกล่องเราไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวค่อยเก็บ ค่อยเก็บน่าจะเดินไม่ยาก
Huh. So this path actually didn't exist back then?
เป็นเรื่องปกติ โอเค หัวหน้ากองร้อย
By the looks of it, you must be the foreign
ผู้
warriors
กล้า
that
ต่าง
the
แดน
Queen
ที่ราชิ
mentioned,
นี
right?
พูดถึง
Since the current campaign requires the utmost care, I wasn't able to make time to welcome all of you. Please,
Foreign warriors.
a priestess, a warrior,
เรื่องราวตั้งแต่ตอน
a
นู้นหรอ
divine beast.
ตั้งแต่ตอน
You
ไหน
look
นี่ไร
identical to the blessed saviors that the Queen described.
A campaign. Who are you campaigning?
Nobody knows. As of now, of the scouts that went ahead, only one has managed to return. As for the rest of the scouts, they've
ก็
concluded.
น่าจะสู้กับมังกรแหละ
While there is still dissension,
An unprecedented calamity.
it seems that you have indeed heard about this. Well,
A world that has never seen death.
โลกที่ไม่เคยเจอความตายมาก่อน ดูเหมือนคนพวกนี้จะอาศัยอยู่ในยุคทองก่อนที่ในขั้นภัยพิบัติจะมา
Before
ถึง
the calamity titans descended upon the land. May I ask, where is the scout who managed to come?
so he returned to Styxia. He only had enough left in him to last no more than half a day. He said that he witnessed the demonic specter
เห็
of
น
an
เงา
evil
ของมัง
dragon
ก
at
ร
that
ชั่วร้าย
treacherous
ในส
land.
ถานที่อันตราย
The apparition
อ้า
opened
ปาก
its
เปิด
giant
ทุ
maw
กสิ่งทุกอย่าง
and devoured.
Styxia. An evil dragon that...
It all sounds rather familiar.
ใช่เรื่องในนิทาน
Could I ask how the queen and princess are doing?
The Queen? Ah,
เป็นลูก
It's the same lines. Looks like he's still trapped in the moment.
Leave it to me. Sir, the war ended long ago.
Styxia. This cannot stand. Newcomer.
Oh,
Sir, I am the Maiden of War, sent here by the Queen herself. If you
Maiden.
don't worry, I'm typically
ถ้าเป็นวิญญาณที่ติดค้างการพาไปความตายก็ถือว่าเป็นเรื่องที่ดีแล้วแหละนะ
Cass. Oh,
I'm fine.
จัดการศพในโลกคนตาย
Is this a
Oh.
remnant of his soul?
เรื่องนั้นจริงๆก็น่ากลัว
Well then, why should I place my trust in you?
Hmm?
Holy maiden from afar.
Wait, this is... I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Since the prophecy has already pronounced your name as Chrysos heir of death, Ochina ought to treat you as an esteemed guest.
ฉากในอดีตตอนแคสเจออักริยาครั้งแรก
You
ละมั้ง
seem to have no intentions of concealing your involvement with the Council of Elders, while most likely being aware of my issues against them.
I cannot deny your claim. It was the council that offered this rune to me, and they had only one request. They want the curse of death to be completely subjugated to your will. was agreeable to that request.
ยอมรับได้ แสดงว่าสมัชชาพลเรือนตอนนั้นเห็นด้วยกับการล่าเปลวไฟหร
I
อ
am unable to rid myself of this innate curse. However, from this day onward, I shall use it according to your will.
I see.
คือน้องมาโอคามาเพื่อหาโอกาสใหม่ แล้วก็ดันเจอกับสภาอาวุโสที่น่าจะรู้อยู่แล้วแหละว่าน้องเป็นใคร ถ้าสมัชชาพลเรือนตอนนั้นเห็นด้วยกับการไล่ล่าเปลวไฟ ก็เลยส่งน้องมาให้ช่วยอักริอาก็เข้าใจได้
If I ever become obsessed with executing people, they will then have ample
แต่ว่าน้องไม่เคยมี
Chrysos Heir's journey.
การตัดสินใจทางความคิดของตัวเอง จนกระทั่งอนักษาตอนนี้
Not mine.
That's because the fate that we were born with, I've woven many unforeseen events into the tapestry. Tidy up your precious garments and come with me. Akino
โอเคมายินดีต้อนรับเธอ
I didn't think we'd find vestiges of memory here.
Perhaps, but I do not need a reminder from. Indeed, while my relationship with the council has I really but why would this memory appear right now?
นั่นสิดูจงใจเนาะ เหมือนย้ำเตือนว่าอย่าหักหลังอักริอา
Could these dead monsters actually be?
If Lady Cipher is to be believed,
Why are the black tide monsters here too?
even Thanatos wouldn't be able to accept black tide. Not these traces seem to suggest that anybody. Since the realm of the please stay back. Let me deal with these enemies.
โอเค
Return on.
Step up, let's see it. How's this taste?
I shall remember this in your path. Please cherish this time. You here. As you wish.
มี
In the mood for another beating? Nice, like a new brand. Indulge yourself!
Embrace a new life. May wandering souls
เลือด
have
แบบ
heads blocked by the river
น้
of
อย
souls
มาก
again.
In that case, let's go back to the past. This miracle
คนที่มี
sure
ยา
is
เลือดให้
handy.
This is yet another aspect of a Titan.
If Dan Hung was around, he'd definitely be able to raise the waters of the River of Souls into the sky.
If Lady Hycelins was still alive, I think she might be able to do that
อ๋อ
too.
ไฮซิลินตายแล้วเหรอ
You seem to be able to discern both the past and the future. วิญญาณเพียบ
Why is it that... Indeed, my downtrodden fellow. I will at least derive some comfort. If all the tears... It's...
อืม
Oh, this place must have been a beautiful courtyard in the past.
Please excuse me. I am but a
ข
scholar
ออภัยที่เสียมารยาท ฉันเป็นแค่นักวิชาการผู้โชคร้ายจากแดนไกลที่พลัดตกลงมาในแม่น้ำอันธการ จนกลายเป็นวิญญาณเช่นนี้อืม
This one seems to know know that
คือ
she's
คนที่เหมือน
already
รู้ตัว
dead.
ว่าตายแล้วนะ
I was merely speculating.
ก็แค่การคาดเดาเท่านั้น แต่ในเมื่อคุณพูดแบบนี้ก็ดูเหมือนฉันจะทายถูกกว่าสินะ
And you.
นักบุญหญิงแห่งความตายจากไอโดเนีย
Recognize you.
รู้จักแคส
I cannot bring you back to life. However, should you desire it,
I'm well aware of that's because I didn't fall into the river of souls by
กระโดดลง
accident.
มาเพราะตั้งใจ
why?
If you could see the life I've led, then you would not reproach me so. But I did not expect things to stay the same even in death. Cersei's above. What cowards humans are. For we fear both life and death simultaneously.
โอ้โหอันนี้ดีจัง
I'm sorry.
That's all right, holy maiden. At least you are able. Cersei's above. Does this count as thinking till the moment I die?
I have seen too many farewells. Her distress is quite common for some people. This pout, but I never managed to convince.
Cass, are you still trying to create a world without death?
Yes, because when placed under time's vast scales, there is no worry in.
อืม
This is a wish that I've held for almost a millennium. But I've never
ลอง
been
คุยกับ
more
ตั้น
firm
เหิน
in
ดู
my conviction.
คนนี้นี่เก่งเรื่องความอมตะ
I've
มาก
learned about your near-death state.
Wow. This place is so... That's fine and all, but we need to lay down some rules. We're not gonna
Okay.
Do we need to enter that doorway to climb even higher?
But how should we get up there?
ขึ้นไปอย่างไรไม่ใช่ปัญหาแหละ
The path is blocked yet again.
Oryx's 8 always appears in times like this. Look, there's even a platform lift over there.
ในเนื้อเรื่องขึ้นง่ายเสม
The
อ
chest of the past has been left behind, but none of its treasures remain inside.
ล่วงโลน
Ma'am, do you really want me to answer that?
Stay back. Don't come near.
Why does he look so panicked? Is he actually scared of his own
There's no need to be alarmed. We're just passing by the area.
ที่เราอาจจะน่ากลัวกว่าที่คิดก็ได้
While this might once have been the royal vault, it's since been plundered empty. So please go away.
You've misunderstood us. We simply heard your
ไม่ได้
shouts
จะ
as
มา
we
ปล้
were
น
passing.
ค้า
Goodness. Did I really? I'm sorry to have bothered you. I merely saw a warrior.
A warrior?
Wait a minute. You seem to be quite different from him. Are you actually alive?
It's a long story.
Thanatos? Who's that?
Is it
ก่อน
possible
ธนา
that
ทูส
he's also living in the era before
Death.
พวกการน่าจะหมายถึงไมเดย์
That you are here to defeat the evil dragon Pollux?
Pollux. Is that the embodiment of No. Death?
According to the warriors under the Centurion's command, that evil dragon has been dead
ซึ่ง
for
พอลักซ์ก็น่าจะคือโพลิเซียน้องสาวแคสของลูกที่แล้ว
didn't originate from it. But they saw a girl
เพราะว่าเขาใช้วิธีการ
embrace.
ตั้งชื่อคล้ายกันคาลิปโซกลายเป็นเซอร์เซ
Pray tell, where is
พอ
that
ลัก
girl
โพลิเซียก็ควรจะกลายเป็น
I've
Polak-
heard that the
Polak.
Queen spared no effort in bringing her back to the castle. Her Majesty intends to ask for whether this rumor is true.
You have my thanks for the please. Treat this touch.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
his.
ส่งวิญญาณสำเร็จได้รับเศษเสี้ยวความทรงจ
Then you granted him death.
ำฮามูเนต
That isn't like you. You would have refused even.
I did it out of sympathy, believing that I wouldn't be racked with agony, but I am still in a
Sympathy?
เด็กหนุ่มผู้ไร้เทียม
That
ทาน
youth who triumphed.
That young man was favored by Talanton, who taught him a move that will defeat any mortal enemy with a single blow and emerge victorious every time. He could rely on that move to always achieve victory during Era Chrysia. However, now that death had...
You feel that he's similar to you.
Yes. Since he can never be inferior to others in martial combat, that's why he approached me and pleaded.
You are perhaps feeling lost from making your peace with.
วิธีรอม
Seeing
ช
the
อม
people of Idonia stand tall and proud in the face of death. They had such proud expressions. Expressions that made me believe death would be an insult to these immortals. Perhaps death's authority was never meant to exist in this world.
I won't refute your beliefs for now. But would you be interested? It's a fairy tale from foreign lands, told by the person who brought you to me in that ice field. A tale told by the Queen of Styxia.
What?
ฮะ
Wait a minute. That means the girl born in the dragon's embrace. The
หนึ่งสาวที่
personification
กำ
of
เนิด
death
ขึ้นในอ้อม
these
แขน
souls
ของมัง
talked
กร
about.
ยักษ์
That's you, Cass?
โอ้
I've already had an inkling for a while now. But I honestly have known that my memories only began after Omnet brought me to Idonia.
ก็เป็นไปได้นะที่จริงๆจะเกิดที่สเต็กเซีย แต่ลืมเผลอๆเป็นธนาทอส
Don't look back.
เองด้วยซ้
Keep moving forward. Always.
It's yet another eulogistic butterfly. Are we getting closer to the Netherrealm?
Oh, this is...
ำไฟเหรอ
Living ones?
Could you be the scions of Styxia?
คนรุ่นหลังของสเต็กเซีย
Did you hear about the great work that I'm doing here? And have thus arrived to give me the last material that I need for transmutation?
นักเล่นแร่แปรธาตุเป็นงี้ทุกคนบ้านในที่แอฟโฟ
Great
เรียสเนี่ย
work.
Have you heard of the great name of Pollux?
Pollux.
perchance? You have? Then that's good. During the age of myth, a time likely before your birth, I was the unsurpassed zenith of alchemy. that
จะทำให้โพลักซ์โผล่ทะยานขึ้นบนดินฝั่งแม่น้ำอุทกาลเพื่อทำให้ความตายกลับคืนสู่โลก
and bring death back to the world.
ถ้ายังไม่มีธนาทอส แล้วคนคนนี้
Didn't that
เป็นคน
dragon
ที่
already bring death to the world?
เชื่อในความตายตั้งแต่แรกเลยเหรอ
Oh, looks like you don't know the whole picture.
อ๋อ
While it's
enlighten me
true that
please
the missing girl can grant death to mortals, Pollux, the one who delivered her onto this world, makes it so that humankind cannot die.
หญิงสาวผู้สาบสูญหายไปคนนั้นทำให้คนตายได้คือแคส แต่พลักซ์ที่ส่งเธอหมายถึงแคสมาตรงนี้ทำให้คนไม่อาจตายได้อ่ะฮะ
So, it's just as I feared. This is my guess.
อืม
The deceased are supposed to drift down the River of Souls until they reach the end
คน
of
ตาย
the
ควรจะลอย
staircase.
ตามแม่น้ำอุทการไปยังปลายทางของสายล
The
มตะวัน
descent
ต
of
ก
souls
แต่ว่าแม่น้ำแห่ง
was
วิญญาณ
blocked.
ถูกปิดกั้นเพราะการดับสูญของ
Paul's
พลัง
fall.
ก็เลยกลายเป็นกั้นทางไป
That's why it's imperative that I bring the
ทำให้มัน
dragon
กลับมา
back
ดู
to
ดิ
the
นบนโล
mortal
กอีก
realm
ครั้ง
and make it soar the skies again. I have long since prepared my alchemical matrix in the tower, although I am still missing the most crucial material of all.
นั่นก็คือ
That final ingredient, the final sacrifice, is none other.
What's going on? You didn't touch him, did you?
I know that I am no longer capable of carrying out that task.
This.
We had been inebriated in Fagusa's feast too long before we began to seek divine bestowed death, so that we could be freed from the winds of fate. However, that brought doom upon us instead of summoning a supreme god. We encountered a monster
อืม
that cut off the River of Souls. That detestable dragon Pollux denied all the dead from the gates of the nether realm. Unable to rest in peace, these departed spirits engulfed Styxia like a roaring tide. As a result, my city and its people no longer exist. That child is the only person whom I managed to save. Born within the evil dragon's abdomen, she has possessed the talent of death since her birth. She must have been granted to us by the gods as a chance for us to atone for our sins. Please, you must nurture her to adulthood.
I promise that I will care for her as a mother, that I will protect her.
By Fagusa above, thank you for your kindness. As her mother, please.
Oh, like how a transient raven butterfly, a fleeting papiliocasterus. That shall be her.
นี่ไง
That's where my name comes from.
The sound's back. What is making that ruckus?
Living ones, don't waste your time bickering. The nether realm's
เพลง
wrath
พิ
is
โรธของ
falling
โลก
upon
อันธ
you.
การกำลังจะมาแล้ว
Black Tide, mister. Please.
Be careful not to suffer the same fate as those black tide creatures.
ทำไมคนจากยุคนี้ถึงรู้ เรื่อง
Let's see ya.
Black Tie แล้วอะ
Existence is unity. Every petal and all
What
will
kind
be
of
swept
shit
away
is it?
by the wind. Please cherish that wish. Who's here?
In the mood for another beating? Time to mix things up.
Some value, I suppose.
Life is not so fragile. Embrace a new life. Darkness with me. Return to dust.
โอ้เยอะจังอุ้ยพี่ไม่ได้
Lord Mighty? Lord Mighty.
ท่านเธอมีท่านมาไม่จบไม่สิ้นความตายของฉันก็แค่ชั่วคราวเท่านั้นแหละก็คือพี่แกตุยจริงๆนั่นแหละ
I will find my path of return.
Lord Mighty, I have always wanted to. Why?
I'm the one resisting it.
ต่อต้านมัน
Resist.
การล่อลวงหรือประดับกระแสทางฉันจะต่อต้านมัน
I'll go against the current that is.
It seems like he's completely focused on resisting the temptation of the dead's whispers. He's working hard every minute to deny death. It seems. As Lord Mighty, we're headed for the Matrix inside that tower to summon Thanatos from their prolonged
Challenge.
That's right. If we can work together and defeat them,
Let the person who has brushed against death countless times.
Yes. Are you sure you...
I'm not a... Rather than standing still,
รู้สึกหน่วงๆแปลกๆนะ
So that's how it works.
โซ่ที่ขาดและขึ้นสนิม
this is going to be difficult.
I'm familiar, but I've never repaired broken chains.
If I was more powerful, the Rune of Recollection is here, but I can't find a miracle orb anywhere. So weird. Huh. Could it be in that collapsed tower in the distance? It's still up to me to step up in a crisis. Wait here. I'll go check things out.
เนี่ยมันจะบินไปเลย
Just shout for me when you need my help. Got it. Just leave.
อ๋อไม่มาไปติดตรงนู้น
Mem did it.
The pink squirrel.
The miracle's range is limited. Please come a little closer.
โอ้ช็อตนี้สวยมากเลย
Aren't I a good fit for Orynyx's priest?
ดูดิอลังการ
Of course. You're the most competent priest ever. The alchemical matrix should be behind this door.
ฮะ
Is that
เทรนนี่ โอ้ยขยี้เกิน
Wow, there are so many of you. It's little Cass and little Grape. Oh, there's also little D and the big puppy. Trian? Aren't you? Get what? I'm getting even more confused.
ขยี้เกิน
This is
first time I've encountered a deceased friend while going upstream in the River of Souls.
It really works like this. Just like the other departed spirits we've encountered along the way. I'm also unable to sense.
Yup, you're right. Trian already knows that she'll not be able to return to everyone's side.
อยากให้ทริปบี้กับทรินนอนได้เจอจัง
Trian believed that little Cass would eventually return to the Nether Realm. So, Trian has been standing here at this spot closest to the world of the living and waiting for little Cass.
Oh, it must have been very tough for you.
But according to what Trian said, we're almost at the entrance of the Nether Realm. Trian promised Treevy and Trinan that when little Cass got here, Trian would get the gift ready and be the first person to run over and welcome you. So, little Cass, don't cry. Please, accept this.
แคสไม่ร้องหรอกคนเล่นนั่นแหละจะร้อง
This is what Lady Treeby once mentioned.
มีสิงโตด้วย
That you didn't manage to finish.
The holy maiden of Yanis. Even when separated by life and death.
Trian spent a lot of time drawing this. Trian hopes that little Cass likes it.
Seriously. It's seriously a wonderful drawing. Lady Trian.
This is our flame chase journey.
Little Cass, we don't know what your journey was like before. Treevy has always said that it must have been a very harsh and frightening journey. But little Cass no longer has anything to fear now, because everyone is here with you in this.
Only now, when I see Lady Trian's gift, do I realize that I've already obtained so many things. It's the first time I've gained so many companions. The first time I picked up the hobbies of crafting and photography. The first time I had dinner with someone else. The first time I wore a dress personally made by Lady Aglaya. The first time I went for a walk with Lady Treeby, Lady Trian, and Lady Trinan. The first time I enjoyed the night breeze and looked up at the stars with Miss Hyacinth. The first time I took care. Looking back at all these experiences I never thought were possible. It feels as though the scales of my life had shrunk from centuries and decades down to minutes and seconds. And all of them are so precious. I took countless photos in the past, but they're all black and white landscapes. I don't have a single one with friends. If I had known, I would have taken more pictures.
Trian says yes! Trian likes little Cass and would love to take a picture with little Cass.
Sadly, being departed souls, our images cannot be captured in the world of the living.
ใช้พลังโอลินิกส์อาจจะถ่ายได้ก็ได้นะ
I thought so too.
What? Are we seriously going to leave any room for regret?
There won't be any regrets. This vivid drawing surpasses any photograph from the world of the living.
Little Cass.
you for bringing me the final key.
Key? Little Cass, why are you talking in riddles all of a sudden?
I have a feeling that soon, this gift of yours will become the key to saving.
Wow, that's amazing! Keep smiling and carry on bravely! Little Cat, Little Gray, everyone, see you tomorrow!
โอ้โห
Lady Tria,
The aura of this place. We have indeed reached the end of the stream of souls. If I go any further, I might lose myself. I must leave now, for the black tide still wreaks havoc. I seek not to enter the door to the nether realm. Casteress,
เข้าใจได้
will you fulfill your duty with a flame chase?
I have yet to make my decision, Lord Mighty.
No matter. Make the choice your heart desires. Even
I
if
feel
it
like
takes
I'm
1,000 years of waiting, I will continue to fight till I die, then rise from death till the miracle descends.
There is one more thing you should know, Lord Mighty.
What is it?
Professor Anaxa may have deduced the principles behind the Era Nova. You and I may be reincarnated as strife and death in the next cycle, becoming calamities wreaking havoc upon the world.
I see.
Is that all? Are you going to accept such a fate without complaints?
Do you have a strategy to shatter the shackles of our fate?
I haven't found it yet. Perhaps I never will.
Then, cease wasting your thoughts on futile matters. Control what little you can. And when fate's inescapable grasp comes,
อ้าวคุณพอยองสวัสดีครับ ฝันดีพรุ่งนี้เรียนเสียดายจัง ค่อยมาย้อนดูก็ได้ครับผม รีบพักผ่อนครับ จะได้ไม่เหนื่อยเกิน
Thank you, Lord Mighty. I will find the right decision.
in the name of strife, may you meet a fitting end.
This must be the alchemical matrix the spirit mentioned. Let's see. We need
ใส่
to
ท้อง
insert
ฟ้าของอะ
Aquilus
คิล่า
Sky,
พื้นดินของจิว
Georius
เรียส
Earth,
ด้วยไฟของ
Cathless
เคฟ
Fire,
ลี
Fagusa's
มหาส
Ocean,
มุทรของฟาโกซา
and Nestia's Love.
ความรักของเอมเนสเทีย
It seems our sweet Princess Homebody has made up her mind. In that case, seamstress, I suppose I no longer need to deliver your message. My time is rather precious after all.
ข้อความอะไรวะ
Whether you wish to break free from death or not, please follow your heart. By the promise you once made, I ask that you fulfill your duty one final
ไม่
time.
ว่าเธอยินดีที่จะหลุดพ้นจากความตายหรือไม่ก็ขอให้ทำตามที่ใจเธอต้องการขอให้คำสัญญาในอดีตของเธอเป็นพยานฉันอยากจะขอร้องให้เธอทำหน้าที่ของตัวเองเป็นครั้งสุดท้าย
Castoris, please live as a human and die as one.
โอ้โห
According to that alchemist, the final piece is supposed to be me. However, he is not privy to the past, and therefore cannot see the full picture. The past? I saw the twins of death in Kefali's memory, and now I am certain that I was one of them. The trial of the Hand of Shadow demanded taking the life of your family. I died during that trial, falling before the gate to the new world. And my sister,
บททดสอบของฮันนิทการคือการพรากชีวิตของครอบครัวฉันจ่ายไปตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นและล้มลงเบื้องหน้าของประตูโลกใหม่ส่วนพี่น้องที่ไม่เคยได้พบหน้าค่าตาคนนั้นก็ได้กลายเป็นธานาโทสไททันของชาตินี้แต่ว่าแคสไม่เหลือครอบครัวแล้วลูกนี้จะทำไงอ่ะ
She was consumed with regret over my death, so she used the Titan's authority to reforge my soul. Yet, it also means she has never revealed herself to anyone, hidden away from the entire world. That's because the Titan she became already fell at the start of everything. They died for me, and now you mean... That's right. The River of Souls is no material river. It cannot be blocked by ordinary means. Only a divine... And that's why... We have to awaken Pollux from death before we can
ทำให้
retrieve
โพ
the
ลักซ์ฟื้น
offering
ขึ้น
of
จาก
death.
ความตาย
We have to reforge its body with the power of alchemy. But Cass, if that alchemist speaks the truth, does that mean you're also part of the dragon body? According to those departed spirits, I was indeed born as the dragon's twin. But before we talk about that... I heard them too. I think it's probably the sign of Pollux's wish being fulfilled.
นั่นก็คื
They
อ
must have realized how heavy a price they'd need to pay when they used their divine authority to resurrect a dead woman. That's why they exerted every ounce of their strength to send me to Styxia, a city that called for death, a land where none of
เพื่อให้
them
แคส
ever
สามารถ
saw
เติ
their
บโต
wish
ขึ้นมาได้
fulfilled and fell so prematurely, all because they wanted to give me a new life. That wish is the reason Pollux's soul still lingers in the mortal realm even after their fall, quietly watching and documenting every detail of their sister. So instead of picking, we were instead showing things to a strand of yearning that lingers here. Now, we must weave these yearnings together. But all of this is just a hypothesis, right? What if we go through... That's fine. As Professor Anaxa often reminds us, such is the nature of alchemy. The true out now, the puzzle of Pollux's yearnings is nearly I shall reveal what they have been yearning to know.
แสดงทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างที่เจ้าตัวอยากรู้
I will show
ผ่าน
them
ทางค่าย
my
กลแปล
whole
ธา
life
ตุ
since I left
นั่นก็คือประสบ
Styxia.
การณ์ชีวิตทั้งหมดที่ฉันได้ผ่านพบหลังออกจากสเต็กเซีย
Lady Triana has already drawn a picture of my entire
อ๋อ
life.
ถึงใช้คำว่าเป็นคี
And
ย์
it is
สำคัญ
now
โหไวมากแคส
Then, let the ritual begin. And now, the objective is complete. That is all. Such is what Professor Naxa always says after preparing
once ferried me to this side of the shore. Then please, look at me. I wish to thank you in person, Lady Almanette.
Did she recognize you? Oh,
I'm afraid she is just another spirit trapped here, like the rest of them. The only difference is that I was there when she died. Please, go on. I'm listening. Are you about to tell the story of Styxia?
Yes. You're just as smart as I imagined, but... never mind. Now's not the time.
There's no need to worry, Elder. Take a look around you. You're already at the resting place of the dead.
The world of the dead. But how?
I understand that you chose to remain silent about the story to protect Casterus, the girl who coexists with death. But you no longer need to hide that story. I can assure you that you have protected that girl's life well.
Well, in that case, let me begin. Styxia, the pearl of the ocean, plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the fairy tale. It was the first city-state to shift their faith towards death, even before Idonia did. From where you stand now, I suppose that's a bit hard to believe. Right?
Indeed. I cannot imagine that those from the era Chrysia, blessed with eternal life, could ever yearn for death.
I have pondered the same question, child. But I am afraid there is no clear answer to it.
Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. That's how someone once explained to me why death is necessary to the world. But I still can't take that as the final answer. Would a world without journeys and epics be worse off?
ก็นั่นสิ
I take it the one who spoke this line was a general, or perhaps a warrior. I, however, did find some inspiration in these words. Would you like to hear my thoughts, Casterus?
Please enlighten me, Lady Almanette. Though I have already made up my mind on how to handle the authority and core flame of death. Your words might truly guide me toward the path forward.
You and I are neither warriors nor generals. Therefore, journeys and epics cannot truly resonate with us. But what if I reframe it like this? What if love is not a trait bestowed upon mortals by Nestia, but a blessing from death?
Love.
No one ever invented the word cherish in the era when life was eternal. For all the good things in the world can be revisited endlessly, and every bond formed
ก็คือเมื่อไม่มีความตายเราก็ไม่รู้คุณค่าของชีวิตกับสิ่งต่าง
Chrysia was an age devoid of both virtue and sin. People did not truly live. They simply existed, going through the motions without passion or purpose, and waiting for something to happen. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to embrace death not out of fascination with its cruel and fearsome side, but instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desires tied to a finite existence.
Therefore, death is not a thing of fear and desperation, but
That's right, Casterus. It is the reason we shed tears when parting ways, and also the original spark that ignited the passion of mortals.
ๆ อืม
If you truly intend to deprive the world of death, then be prepared to witness it return to a state of stagnation.
ก็ถูกแหละ ดี
I
นะ
understand, Lady Amulet.
ดีมากๆเลย
Our
อะ
limited lifespan shapes all that we know and love. Not even the Death Titan has the right to take that away from humankind again. Nestia's love was the chrysalis of Gold's first blessing, but it most likely wasn't understood by mankind. If the world was bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife in delivering me into this world. You and I would never thank you, Mother.
ดีมากเลยอะ
I will use all the love I've experienced in
ดี
this
มากๆเลยอะจากคน
My
ที่
teacher, Anaxagoras, grant me the wisdom of all things. I call upon thee, the stripped dead dragon's corpse. Rises from the earth, falls from the sky. As above, so below. This is the greatest power of all powers. Unstoppable in this world. The great work that commands all death. I shall grant you embrace.
สุดยอด สุดยอด
Every petal of gold will be swept away by the wind.
What? ลดการลดดาเมจลดสุดท้ายสุด
I Maybe moving my instinct. There is fewer May death protect us! Oh, death. Sleep in peace. I'm sorry I have to wake you up from ancient death. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid.
น่ากลัวมากเลยอะดีไซน์อะ
Do you remember me? I'm the girl you once carried across the Sea of Souls. I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you, but with the help of many people, I was finally able to pick up these broken fragments of my past. I'm back, Pollux. I know this might not be what you wanted. But I have to do this. So please, carry me across the Sea of Souls again and return me to the Netherrealm, just like you did in the past. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests. I'll be going now. They may look scary, but as long
เนาะ
What's wrong?
ถึงกำหนดแล้วเหรอ15 วัน
are you
What's wrong with him?
his time is almost up. If I don't go now, I'm afraid his soul will return to Thanatos' embrace before me.
What? No. Is there anything we can do?
Don't worry. I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam the earth again. Mem, stay here and keep a close watch until I return. All right?
โอเค
All right. Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regrets.
อืมไม่อยากพูดคำนี้เลย มันเป็น red flag ยังไงไม่
Let's
รู้
deal then. Please. Wait for me.
After all that, you still ended up back here.
อืมอ๋อคนละโอ้สวยมาก
So the legends were true. The Netherrealm really is a seal
Since you recognize the name, you must already know everything about Thanatos, right?
Yes. I'm here to reforge the order of life and death in Amphorius.
You know, my sister was a sympathetic, but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would avoid eye contact and look off into the distance. Just like what you are doing now.
Can you tell me about the last Era Nova? What did you do, Polixia?
Where should I begin? I suppose we can start from the beginning. A long, long time ago, there were a pair of like-minded twins. As foretold in prophecy, they were chosen to be successors to the god of death. But fate was cruel. The price of attaining divinity was to take the life of a family member with our own hands.
That trial was indeed recorded in that memory.
Then you should already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life so that I could ascend as the demigod of death. But I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair. So, while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom line for life and death. I reshaped my sister's soul and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm. But our fates were already decided and manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile actions. Aging is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. When the living die, their souls will meet Thanatos, who would determine where every soul goes. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Netherrealm and returned to the mortal realm to continue walking the earth.
That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being.
Yes. Death was originally a pair of hands. They were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other ever again. The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death, that was the curse I forced upon you.
Then, what about you?
As the half of Thanatos representing death, I shoulder the fate of defying death. I died the moment I entered the world of the living. From then on, my Titan also no longer existed in this world. The cycle of life and death stopped. Souls were denied their audience with death, and were left stranded within an ever-rising river of the dead. But I
desire to save your life gave you and the world a
ก็คือพลาดเลย
far worse than death instead. Then, what was left of my reason was left behind in the netherrealm, where I've been taking care of these flowers day after day, until there is now a sea of them, all while mulling over the subject of life, death, parting, and enduring an endless loneliness.
Fate is absurd indeed. Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. We walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain.
I had a hope. Maybe you could at least have a good life in this cycle. I'm sorry.
I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong.
Even though I forced the authority of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger.
Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, even upset. But I realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source of these emotions. I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half. And we wouldn't be discussing our past while sharing the same view of this landscape. Wouldn't have understood the meaning of our existence.
The meaning of our existence.
This sea of flowers blooms on that land because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that bloom from blood and tears. That's why Thanatos cannot create living beings at will, nor can the hand of shadow determine a person's remaining days. Because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will.
Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos' existence?
No. No single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own. Not even a god. Life and death weigh equally heavy. We both know that now, don't we?
เป็นแพทเดียวที่แคสเติบโตได้ไกลมากๆเลย
Too. Must have had a difficult life. We've taken quite a ridiculous journey together, haven't we? I had a feeling, even back then, that we would meet again one day. Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution. Tell me the answer that's already been written. And let us draw this seeming endless fate to a close. It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries, watching day after day as desperate spirits are denied by this lonely wasteland. I always hoped I would see you among them. But I was also afraid of seeing you. I didn't know how, but more than anything, I was afraid that you might have forgotten.
I know. But don't you see, Polixia? I made it back anyway. You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. It was always meant to be held in two hands anyway. give our core flame to him and have him take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their cycle of life and death. Our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life. Let's tend the field together and create a warm sea of flowers for all the souls to come. What do you think, Polixia?
Yes, just one last step. You shall wither, and through that,
เจ้าจะร่วงโรย
will sprout
ผู้
again.
วายชนจะงอกเงยจากเศษซากพร้อมกับไฟมอดดับที่ลุกโชนขึ้นใหม่
As foretold by the prophecy,
อย่างที่คำพยากรณ์ศักดิ์สิทธิ์
Thanatos'
บอก
authority
พลังศักดิ์สิทธิ์ของธนาโทสถูกลิขิตให้ควบคุมโดยผู้เดียวเท่านั้น ในฐานะผู้สืบสายทองโลหิต
as their demigod,
แห่
as
ง
a
ความ
titan.
ตาย ในฐานะเครื่องเทพ
Our
และใน
fated
ฐานะเท
moment
พ
has arrived.
ช่วงเวลาที่ถูกกำหนดในชีวิตของพวกเราได้มาถึงอีกครั้งแล้ว
Just like before.
Yes, just like before. But unlike that time, the ones undergoing the trial this time are prepared.
You've made up your mind.
Yes, as dictated by fate. But I won't be afraid. As long as you're here with me. Complete your trial in this life. Grant me the embrace of death. And light the spark of life ablaze. You've been tempered by life and death. I know you'll be able to give this wasteland its first breath of life. Like a raven butterfly, flying swiftly into the nevermore, perching on the twig of death.
I will. After this, I will remain permanently in the Netherrealm. The river of souls shall return here and rain down from the sky, scattering
อยู่ในโลก
souls
อุตการ
across
ต
the
ลอดไป
earth. The cycle of life and death will flow once again. The sea of flowers you sowed shall bear countless joyous or sorrowful souls and bloom evermore.
Thank you. Just one last thing. Can you grant me one wish?
Of course. What is it?
Please. Don't forget me.
I promise you. When we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation, even if we do not know each other's names, I will still hold you tightly in my arms, just like what I did when we were born.
Castor. Castorus. You're as beautiful as a fleeting butterfly.
I will bring rest to death. And from now on, stagnant life will once again flow.
เศร้า
Time flies. In the blink of an eye, the 15th entry hour is already at hand.
งานประตูที่15
When this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales of life and death.
No need to ask so many times. Of course I am.
Then why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of crowds holding you back again?
I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to conceited fools like them would be an utter waste of my time.
Such harsh words. As I see it, you are no less arrogant than they are.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh. I did not expect to hear that from you. Are you not going to
I know myself better than you think I do. At the very least, better than a stowaway like
แข
you.
กบ้านแขกเรือน
And they say men whose ends are nigh have but kind words. Well, that is exactly why I chose you.
Should I thank you for the compliment?
The hour of the trial has come. Do you have an answer for me? And how will you prove the veracity of your argument?
I suppose there is no point in putting this off any longer. Do you recall?
You were saying that Amphorius's history is cyclical.
ประวัติศาสตร์ของแอมโฟเรียสคือสังสารวัฏ
Indeed. The demigods that bear the core flames
เครื่องเทศที่แบก
eventually
รับ
come
เชื้อ
to
ไฟ
new
ไว้
titans
จะกลายเป็นไททัน
worlds
ต้น
end.
ใหม่ที่สุดขอบโลก
Remember what happened on the
เห
holy
ตุการณ์ที่เจอบนเขาศักดิ์สิทธิ์ก็คือคาลิปโซและนาอาสเวลชนเหล่านั้นไปถึงปลายทางของโชคชะตา แล้วค่อยๆจากไปทีละคน หรือว่าเพียงฝาแฝดผู้สืบทอด
leaving
ความ
only the
ตาย
twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while
น่า
their
เสียดาย
journey
ที่
is
ต่อให้การเดิน
consistent
ทางของพวกเขาจะคล้ายคลึงกับพวกเรา
you and
ทั้งยังมี
Calypso,
ท่านคาลิปโซ
as well as
ริคาโด
Nicodemo
นา
and
อาส
Nias,
เป็น
act
สัก
as
ขีพ
supporting
ยาน
evidence.
แต่ก็ได้แค่ร่างพิมพ์เขียวให้กับสมมติฐานเรื่องวัฏจักรเท่านั้น
The single mystery. For all the pains I took to reach this
ถึงจะลงทุนลงแรงไปตั้งมากมายเพื่อก้าวมาถึงจุดนี้ แต่ข้าก็ไม่ได้คาดหวังเรื่องการพิสูจน์อะไรอยู่แล้ว ไม่ว่ายังไง อดีตก็เป็นอดีต การพิสูจน์ว่าพวกเราคือสิ่งตกทอดของวีรชนในวันวาน ก็ไม่ต่างอะไรกับการเพ้อฝันของคนไร้ปัญญา
That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister.
จนกระทั่งพวกเราได้เจอหญิงสาวที่ชื่อว่าโพลิกเซียและพี่สาวของเธอ
If Castorus was truly sent from the past to the present from the Titan's
แคสเทอริสถ้าเธอเป็นชีวิตที่ไททันส่งจากอดีตมายังปัจจุบันด้วยความตั้งใจ
and with Styxia as
งั้น
the
ถ้าใช้สติกเซียเป็นจุดหมาย
she will no doubt
เธอที่เคยผ่านสองสารวัตรด้วยตัวเองจะกลายเป็นสายสัมพันธ์ที่เชื่อมทุกอย่าง
twins
เข้า
of
หากัน
death can bridge two cycles
ถ้าแฝดแห่งความตายก้าวข้ามสองภพชาติไปพบเจอในครั้งที่ริมทะเลอันธการได้
will no longer be just a
สมมติฐานของข้าก็จะไม่ใช่เรื่องไร้สาระอีกต่อไป และคำถามของท่านก็จะได้รับคำตอบเช่นเดียวกัน
Well, that is all well and good, but how can you be so sure? If there is even the slightest error.
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is foolhardiness. Besides, I, Anaxagoras, am destined to overturn this farcical. Come, let us go and teach those pathetic.
และถ้าอนาซากุรัสกลายเป็นปัญญาคือคงน่ารำคาญมากๆ คงจะถามแล้วถามอีกถามแล้วถามอีก
So they are leaving the final debate to him.
Let those Chrysos heirs who started this terrible war hear you. Let them hear the voices of the people.
As always, that woman knows how to stir up a crowd.
Professor Anaxa, I thought you'd pass on this.
Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly would serve no purpose.
Prof, do you truly think it's wise to entrust the fate of the world to an assembly like this?
Akuma has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason that there is purpose in its existence. But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is Aglaya making the right decision in entrusting the fate of the world to you?
Nothing ever escapes you.
I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4 years to graduate, if I recall.
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So, do you have an answer to that question?
No, I don't.
I thought so.
Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place.
Ow.
Is Aglaya entrusting the world to you the right decision? Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Why are you fretting about this on her behalf? Or have you been seeing yourself as her pawn all this time? Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? That is what you should be thinking about. You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer. Tell it to those begging for salvation from the gods.
Got it. Thank you, Professor Anaxa.
That's Anaxagoras to
Who?
That'll depend on how well you perform. May Circe safeguard your thoughts.
ไป
Elders and citizens, silence, if you please, as the views I present to you. Finan of Ides Elysia, virtuous citizen of Akuma.
ไฟนั่นในเอลิเซีย
Much obliged, Lord Lycus.
Remember him? He's the penniless lad working for Aglaya.
แรงไปไหมเจ้าหนุ่มยากจนเนี่ย
Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech? Is this really the end of the flame chase journey?
Can this dude really face down kindness?
By Kephali above. Dear citizens of Akuma, as you look upon me, so too do I see you. I see your fear and misgivings, the apprehension about the discord between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders. Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask that you look closer. Look beyond the horizon illuminated by...
What?
Ides Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place with the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields that spread all the way to the sea. How I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from the noise and chatter of the world. Alas, I can't.
She nurtured all that I loved. They have long been devoured by the black tide. My beloved home is no more. I will never forget the day the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Aldada, she was ripped apart by monsters. Also, I might live to stand before you here and now. Galba, he was a hunter. But in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead embraced Piso, his beloved son, as they both breathed their last. Pythias, the teacher, risked her life to save her students, but a burning... And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, Piso, and so many other children. My childhood, I kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment. Why, Viner? Are we the best of friends? That is the black tide. A looming threat that can bring Akuma to its knees any time. Kindness made promise that with the three titans of Calamity Con, Akuma will return to an era Critia once more. But much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, they are still coming. By now, the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the strife demigod. The Flame Reaper has risen from death, and they hunger for the core flames of the gods.
ก็เป็น point ที่ดีนะในการพูดอะ
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching, why is Akuma still a picture of peace?
ผมว่าเลือกที่จะพูดในกรณีให้ไกลกว่าเคนิสบอกแค่ว่าเอายุคทองกลับมาแต่การเอายุคทองกลับมาก็ไม่ได้แปลว่าคลื่นดำทมิฬจะหายไป
I beg you, spare a moment to think about this. Are we able to stand here and hold this assembly in peace today because the danger has passed? No. This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With her golden threads, Aglaya has preserved and continues to preserve these idyllic days that all of you hold dear. Council of Elders claims that Aglaya will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they choose to watch and push Akuma away from the Flame Chase journey? The answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akuma's
ส
history,
ภาวุโสที่จะลิเกียรติยศและประวัติศาสตร์ยาวนานของพม่าเอาไว้สมัชชาพลเรือนที่พวกเราเคยภาคภูมิใจบัดนี้เหลือมีแต่พวกเหลือบไรปวนเปี้ยนไปทุกที่แรงมาก
You insolent whelp! How dare you!
It is true that Aglaya has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. Oh, while these vermin are making up baseless accusations about her and scheming in the shadows. Not once has she ever failed on. Yet these vermin attempt
attempt to mislead and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans, but citizens of Akama. Once more, I implore you to open your eyes and look at those around you. Examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human or the poisonous glands of a pest? Make your judgment, then turn your gaze to the demigods whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? And those who wear the mask of humanity yet utter only hurtful, slanderous words, can you not see that their souls have been corrupted by power? Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured that you have nothing to fear. For Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians and pledge our lives to upholding your decision. And this vow will stay true until the end of our days, where it will be passed on to future flame chasers. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall endure through the ages.
เป็นสปีชที่ดีนะแรงไปหน่อยในการตอกหน้าแต่ก็ค่อนข้างตรงพอย
At the present time, on the scales of talent, those who call for the continuation of the Flame Chase journey, and each faction holds an equal share of votes, resulting in...
As expected. This is the moment when the Flame Chase journey is the closest.
And now it's your turn to vote, Lord Anexatus.
Is there anyone else who hasn't voted?
No, you're the last. Cast your vote with care for your decision.
I have long since made a decision.
Very well. May you bring much needed change to this farcical world.
You've done well, Feynman. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir
แต่อาจารย์เป็นนักซ่าก็ต้องอย่างนี้นะ However,
Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the scholars of Amphorius, I, Anaxagoras, am ready to cast my vote. But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you before all who are gathered here. Will you, as Feynman has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your honesty.
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
That's the act! Who do you think you are wasting
Nexa. Please do not forget that I...
Rule number 1. Do not call me a Nexa. Rule number 2. Never interrupt me. Silence is gold.
Silent is gold บอกให้เงียบดังกันกว่าเดิม
Just vote already. What are you waiting for?
โอ้ยหลอกเกิน
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit and use to your advantage?
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and soul are separated? Oh, Circes. Or should I say Calypso? Accompany me on this final journey. Let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question and validate my decision. We need only to follow the sound of the tides.
You. Well done, child. Just as I foresaw.
Teacher.
What a twist of fate. A blasphemer raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a foal kicking its mother in the belly after taking all her milk.
I respect you immensely, sir.
You cherish the truth even more. So, child, do not be troubled by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let those voices hinder you as you forge ahead. As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But as you go forth, for the truth is already... Go now, child. Your lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new... And when you reach the end of this journey, may we...
You have my word, sir.
May Circe safeguard your thoughts.
You are right, Empedocles. My lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. May we meet again with the truth before us, Empedocles.
What are you waiting for? Just cast your vote.
Silence! Silence, everyone!
Behold, Circes, here at the center of the world, I shall write the final step of my proof. For this place is but one step away from the truth.
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Thank you, Castorus. The answer is plain as day. My vote goes to the Flame Chase journey and nothing else. I have deciphered the truth of this world.
เติมจะมาเต็ม
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Buy carefully into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed.
No! Lygus, you can't! Nexa, what have you done? I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you. Mark my words, I will make sure that...
Have you forgotten? I told you that happens to be one of my rare talents. once.
You put on such a grand performance just to aid their preposterous flame chase journey.
Performance? No, you are quite mistaken. I may be paranoid by nature, but I've always... If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in the pathetic game of politics. Factions, because I, and I alone, am the truth.
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the spirit of democracy and I have observed that Arkham has chosen her destiny. This citizens' assembly has resolved to continue the flame chase journey.
You!
It
That's
seems
dumb.
not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. Very well. Let me entertain you for a little longer. By your leave, Lord Lycus.
Interesting. Elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment more, if you will. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has an announcement for the assembly.
What is this performer up to now?
Just moments ago, all of you made a decision on the fate of Amphorius. As a supporter of the Flame Chase journey, it pleases me to see the choice you have made. But I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Thus, tell me, who among you dare swear to Kepali's name that Era Nova will truly welcome the fairy tale ending that the Chrysos heirs have promised? A beautiful new world free of calamity and madness? No one? Must I pick somebody to answer? Very well. You, the one acting so wise and profound. No? Fine. Next. You, the one with ignorance written all over your face.
What are you trying to do?
Useless. Your turn, then. With that smug look of yours, you must be confident that the Flame Chase journey is the best course to take, right?
Hey! Mind your tongue!
So, no one? I see. In that case, fine. Answer me this.
Professor, what are you doing?
Let him continue with his performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage to make such a promise. And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway.
Oh, good point.
But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you good for this. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one final lecture. Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true. Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesied demigod who shall succeed Kepali, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memories.
What?
The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday.
ผู้บังคับเชื้อไฟคือผู้สืบสายโลหิตทองในอดีตแต่เราจะถูกสัมพันธ์กันนี้กับผู้ไททันในอนาคตวิญญาณของพวกเราทุกคนจะคงอยู่ตลอดกาลภายใต้ปฏิหารย์ของผู้แบกโลกาและขอสัญญาว่าทุกสิ่งที่อยู่ภายใต้การคุ้มครองของเคฟเล่จะก้าวสู่โลกที่ถือกำเนิดขึ้นใหม่
What? worship you, even in our next lives? Enough, you blasphemous imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with all these lies and falsehoods? How can you prove?
I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you asked, I shall be kind and indulgent. My statement, you heard me correctly. With the tacit approval of kindness and the council of elders, I fused my soul with the god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
What is he talking about? Isn't that pure blasphemy?
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity, should face punishment alongside me.
By the gods, even kindness has betrayed Akuma.
I have no knowledge of his transgressions. He did not uncover. The Council of Elders bears no responsibility for his actions. Lord Lygus, as the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Council of Elders, repercussions over those who fool, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows. You, Lady Amaya, the Gold Weaver, I humbly ask that you take on the responsibility of overseeing this judgment in the name of the fairness of Talantin and the justice of Kefali. Considering the circumstances, and in accordance with Akuma's codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall rightfully wield this authority.
The honor is mine to bear. Elders and citizens, silence, if you please. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has made his statement clear. As per Akuma's codex, I request all present citizens to stand with me in exercising the right of judgment. First, Elder Kindness of Akuma and Lygus the Theoros stand accused of neglecting their duties and abusing the law, leading in the names of Talantin and Kefali. Akuma is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose the findings to the public, the subsequent judgment.
Curse you!
Now, concerning Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, he has confessed to grave blasphemy against Kefali. In the names of Talantin and Kefali, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to the execution, for a chance at a reduced sentence.
Professor. เลยดูจะชอบนะ
What decision will you make, lady?
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya. This is not like you.
Then, in light of the people's voice, O Talantin on high, may you bring death upon him.
Nó อยู่ในอนทการแหละ
stream of casters while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death, the living side of Thanatos.
ตัวแทนในความเป็นของ
Welcome to my realm,
Thanatos
where the west wind ends. Every departed soul who has arrived here has expressed the same. Did you know? Every flower here was planted by Thanatos themselves. These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal, but in the first rain brought by the River of Souls, they were given new life. And it is my duty as the Master of Death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene haven. Similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world, these flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and tides. Eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation, albeit in varied forms, until the world meets its end. Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Amphorius to wait for when the flowers bloom again. Now, death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld and return you to the realm of the living. In exchange, please, take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Just like the other demigods, I will stay here and embrace my destiny.
ต้องอยู่ดูแลตรงนี้
That being said, it is not easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If your determination wavers, please consider this a one-time exception. I will do everything in my power for the flame chase journey. And for your life, the only life I can save.
โอเค
I am glad to hear that.
Over here!
ฮะอ๋อ
I believe in you.
โอ้คิดถึงแก๊งรถไฟจังเมื่อไหร่จะได้เจอกันอีก
Grace awaits you.
อืม
Lift your chin up high and roar with us toward tomorrow!
That's right. Keep your eyes on the dawn.
Onward. Show me your courage.
Partner, we shall become heroes together.
แค่ส่งเรากลับ อุ้ยอาร์เคลอนเพราะนายจะเห็นสีแดงที่ปลายทางนั้นอยู่เสมอมันจะชี้ทางออกให้กับนาย และแบบนี้พวกเราจะต้องได้เจอกันภายใต้แสงอาทิตย์อย่างแน่นอนความทรงจำ
All of this is proof that you once lived.
ใครอ่ะ
Your soul, your memories, the years you've journeyed through, and the path they revealed, leading you back home. So, continue onward. Do not stop moving forward, and do not let her sacrifice and the support of all who have stood by you be in vain. Over here, friend!
ไม่มาแล้ว
Take my hand. Let's go home.
เมมน่ารักจงบุกเบิกต่อไปเถอะฉันกลับมาแล้ว
At last. I knew you could do it. Your soul is still perfectly whole. As if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together. Is it Ornix's final blessing? Or... It's truly... incredible. Perhaps it is fate. Once again fulfilling its own design. Or perhaps... it is... It seems that this is the riddle which the
อ๋อ
sensation
บุกเบิกช่วยดึง
is truly wondrous. It's as if the river of souls is winding its way through the depth. Do you recall that prophecy? At the end of the sea of flowers, the souls I promised you that I would do everything in my power to give it another meaning. Now I can finally end it in a way that the wish I once sought but could never grasp is now within reach. In this brand new world, at every touch, every embrace we share, will never again be an ice-cold loss. They will radiate with an intense warmth. So in love... The other shore is very cold. May I borrow your warmth one last time? Thank you for fulfilling this wish of mine. The place I'll be going to is what humans call the Land of Sorrows. But with this heartbeat and the residual heat of this embrace, I shall turn the nether realm into a gentle place of rest. This embrace may be brief, but it's the proof that I once lived.
ดีนะ
Farewell then. May we reunite in the new world.
That grand and absurd performance was what you've been seeking your whole life?
I gave up everything in search of truth. And it culminated in this very moment. You, on the other hand, performed as I expected. You did not hesitate when you saw the chance to attain power. It's as if you...
Crave power, like a fly craves rot.
Those are your words, not mine.
But what you said at the end, did you already know what I had planned for Thailand?
I may have lost an eye, but my vision is clearer than anyone else. You've nearly exhausted your humanity. You're no different.
That's true. I've long since burned to ash over the past 1,000 years. Only he is capable of unleashing a raging fire that rivals our final great enemy, Aquila.
So, this is our last chance. How about may I resonate with your core flame, Aglaya?
Please do.
ฮะทำไมมันดูแปลก
That's impossible. To persist with your soul then to such an extent.
Just as you fight to lug your corpse onward to complete your unfinished goals, until Finan grows into his position as the prophecy leader, I must continue to lead everyone on the flame.
I've long predicted this was the case. How ironic. We would have avoided so many misunderstandings if you were casting aside our ideological differences. There is one thing you and I agree on.
Finan.
Yes. He was born to be a hero. He understands the hearts of the people. And I can confidently say he is a far better leader than you. Sadly, he is a man cursed by Nestia. But by my estimates, his horribly elaborate sense of style should not
ๆต้องคำสาปของเอเนสเทีย
Congratulations are in order. We found.
When you put it that way, it makes me want to take back what I said.
Aglaya, we're back. Come welcome our great hero reborn from the ashes.
ท่านถึงคือบทหายไปหมด
I
เรียบ
hope
ร้อย
he didn't hear your earlier assessment.
It wouldn't be the first time I criticized him. A man should be aware of his own shortcomings.
เราเจออนักซ่าครั้งแรกเลยปะ
I'm gladdened by your trouble. But I don't see Castris among your number.
It looks like she not only helped me prove my theory, but helped you fulfill your mission as well.
She might not have been able to change her fate, but she still wrote the final verse of her epic herself. Trinan, please recite the prophecy for us. Trailblazer, please surrender that scalding cool flame for us as well. You are the only life she ever saved by her own hand in her 1,000 years on this earth. I believe no one is more qualified for this noble task.
O gods who have returned, and gods who are still watching, today we bring you a soul laid bare. The hand of shadow, Thanatos, remembered their name from the past. From daylight they came, and to their fragrant dwelling they returned. To walk, and there was one who joined hands with the Titan, a traveler risen from the dead and reborn among mortal kind. He is the everlasting night. O Majesty of the 12 Titan, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. Step forward, trailblazer from beyond the sky, and together with us, surrender the core flame and carve their star into the sky.
เหลือ3 อันอะควาล่าเคฟเล่แล้วอะไรอีกอันหนึ่ง
A constellation for death.
For life and death, to be more precise.
Look, it's...
No, it's only a divine echo. I think she's here for the trial.
What did she say?
That's the language of the Titans. Casterus. No. The Titan. They said, I have illuminated the cold shadow of death.
Onwards. For your path to the future is bright and it's flamed.
หรือของเซอร์ซีสที่ยังไม่ได้มอง
Do not forget.
She made quite a scene.
เซอร์ซีจริงด้วย
Professor, you...
What's with that look? You were present, so let's get this execution over with. We wouldn't want to bring shame to
You never change. I don't understand. If your theory is correct, you'll lose all memories of your past.
Of course there's a point. Even if I forget who I am. Else it goes without saying, I'll find a way to retrieve memories of my past life.
I still don't really understand what you said during the assembly. Even if it were true.
Then allow me to tell you right now that you're wrong. What exactly are we? My answer is that the Chrysos heirs are the future Titans and vice versa. Of course, this answer only applies to us. So, what are we when it comes to regular mortals?
อ๋อ
The very essence of the world, our souls, are tiny invisible
เหมือน
seeds
กับเม
that
ล็ด
hold
ที่เล็กจน
records
มอง
of
ไม่
each
เห็น
person's
เขาจะ
memories.
บันทึกความทรงจำส่วนหนึ่งของใครบางคนที่มีแต่รู้เอาไว้ และพวกเราคือต้นกล้าที่งอกเงยออกมา ต้นไม้สูงเสียดฟ้าที่เติบโตขึ้นมาจากเมล็ดพันธุ์
Is that what new sporism means?
Correct. Once our physical bodies are born, we become new extensions of the world.
โอ้ย
From there, we plant our seeds into someone's memories, and then scatter them into the hearts of countless people in the future. Just as seeds are affected by their environment, so too will our appearances differ across memories. But the partial memories we carry will always be the same, because that is just how the world is. To destroy our very existence, one must destroy the world itself. But we have someone who will still live on with his perfect memory. That person is you, child of Kefali. This is what it means to be the world-bearing Titan. So, carry everything of this world and live on. Don't disappoint those most precious to you. Don't disappoint Lady Goldweaver. And especially, don't bring this song.
Alexa, I swear to you, I'll lead
Good. That is all I have to say. Farewell, everyone.
จะขึ้นใหม่ในชาติหน้า
In the next life.
Farewell, great performer. May Circes safeguard your thoughts.
Are you satisfied, honorable Titan?
Very. I hereby
sounds like you just rephrased my past. Oh, Cersei's. Is that all you've...
Well, you've already transcended the peaks of purity.
That...
I do.
I knew it. What is it? Maybe we're thinking of the same thing.
As you've so boldly stated, we and the world itself live on through the memories of others. If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new spore sprout from?
เป็นคำถามที่ดีมาก
How should I know?
Oh my.
But since we are both equally curious, we should allow the children of humanity come after us to investigate in our stead.
Rejoice, Cersei's. I sow the seeds of suspicion in the new world with your soul! And now, the objective is complete. That is all.
Thankfully, she's still
โอ้
alive.
กลับมาข้างนอกแล้ว
Was March 7th also in this condition when she was first rescued by the Express? But she still woke up naturally. Looking on the bright side, that might happen this time as well. I do not have conclusive evidence, but judging by her current condition, perhaps March 7th's memories have been
ความ
hijacked.
ทรงจำของมาร์ชถูกชิงไป
Think about it, Miss Himiko. What will happen when someone loses their ability to remember? Unfortunately, short-term memory is an entirely different concept from the inability to remember.
อ๋อ
Perhaps it is difficult for
เสีย
you
ง
to
แบ็กสวอน
imagine,
เปลี่ยนไปไหมนะ
but an individual who has lost their ability to remember turns into nothingness. The belief of the Garden is that everything in this universe can be interpreted through memories. This is the driving force behind the continuance of this path. The past is made up of memoria, while the future is a possibility that will eventually be converted to memoria. But the present, it doesn't really exist, and it's only an abstract expression. Therefore, when a person is affected by the path and loses their ability to remember, their physical form will also be affected. These ice crystals are a manifestation of that.
Good point, Himeko.
Is Miss Himiko suspicious of me? In other words, now is the the time for me to prove my innocence.
ปรากฏเป็นสปาร์เกิลปลอมตัวขึ้นมาตั้งแต่แรก
That's not a problem, of course. The true reason behind my intentions is that Amphorius holds special
เหตุผลที่แท้จริงก็คือ Amphorius มีความ
For
พิ
some
เศษ
memo keepers of
ใน
the
มุมมอง
gods
ของ
and
สมาชิกบางคนในศูนย์ประกายความทรงจ
extremist
ำที่มีแนวคิดสุดโต่
is
ง
a perfect
เรียกได้ว่า
example.
เป็นตัวอย่างที่สมบูรณ์แบบ ตัวอย่างที่สม
The
บูรณ์แบบ
world that can only be seen through the garden's mirror means that memo keepers have the right to keep
โล
the
กที่จะ
world
สะ
in
ท้อน
their
ผ่านกระจก
private
แห่งส่วนความทรงจำเท่านั้น
If those path
หมาย
striders
ความว่า
suffer
เมโม
fruits,
คิปเปอร์มี
we
สิทธิ์ที่จะแอบเก็บสะสมเป็นของตัวเอง ถ้าผู้ท่องความทรงจำเหล่านั้นล่วงดูความลับของแอมโฟเรียสไปก่อน
They might unleash
พวกเขาอาจจะปลดปล่อย
their
ความทะเยอทะยานของตัวเอง
and remodel
และดัดแปลงโลก
worlds
อื่นๆให้มีลักษณะเหมือนกันมากขึ้น คุณพยายามโน้มน้าวให้รถไฟมาที่เขตดวงดาวนี้ เพื่อเปิดโปงความลับและขัดขวางแผนการของคนเหล่านี้หรอ
I chose to remain quiet before because I did not want to involve
ที่
you
ก่อนหน้า
in the
นี้ปิด
garden's
ปากเงียบไป เพราะไม่อยากให้ทุกคน
internal
เข้าไปพัวพันกับความขัดแย้งของส่วนประกายความทรงจำแต่การดัดแปลงโลกไม่ใช่เรื่องง่าย คนที่มีความคิดสุดโต่งพวกนั้นคงไม่ใช่แพลสไตเดอร์ธรรมดา พวกเขามีพลังของอิมเมเนเตอร์ใช่ไหม
You can be even bolder with your guesses. The people that I'm talking about,
ใช้กล้าขึ้น
they
อีกหน่อย
aren't
ละกัน
just
คนที่พูด
individuals.
ถึงไม่ใช่
They
ตัว
are
บุค
an
คลคนเดียว
organization
แต่
that
เป็น
has
ทั้งองค์ก
already
ร
attached itself to the pinky
พวกเขา
finger
ได้
of
เกี่ยว
the
พันนิ้ว
wind.
ก้อยของฟูริไว้ตั้งนานแล้ว คนที่จับตัวมาร์ชไปจะใช่พวกเขาไหม
I cannot be certain, but at the
ไม่
very
แน่ใจ
least,
แต่
they are
ทำได้แน่
capable of doing so. I am deeply sorry about what has happened to March 7th, but the deal that I propose still remains a fair one. Amphorius is still an excellent destination, and investigating further might allow us to uncover the truth behind the accident. Miss Himiko, the wisest choice right now is for us to continue cooperating. Let me take back a part of what I said just now, Miss Himiko. Although we indeed struck a deal, it seems like I have involved you in some unforeseen danger. Please accept my deepest apologies.
ตกในวิกฤตอย่างไม่คาดฝัน
It's Fuli. Their gaze has just swept across Amphorius.
อ่าคือจังหวะที่เราได้เมมปะ
Oh, how interesting.
มาฟังเฮอร์ต้าบ้าง
I never expected a mere memo snatcher to be actually hiding so much inside her. What's even more interesting is that the word Amphorius has appeared in her subconscious.
This lady seems to be having fun. Is she usually like this?
It's hard to explain.
What are you two whispering about? Has it not occurred to you that I can hear everything clearly?
Please pardon me, Madam Herta. Would you mind sharing with us what you've discovered?
The ones who need help are the Astral Express. You will have to put up with my methods, even if they are rather unconventional. Let's get back to the topic. By using the fourth mirror, I rummaged through the brain of this memo snatcher and learned a good deal. Not only does this person know of Amphorius, but there are also many memo keepers who are interested in the place. I searched through her consciousness and found the following terms: the eternal land, the rejected land, and the private collection of the Garden of Recollection.
Seems like Miss Black Swan is indeed hiding some things from us.
Since I'm not able to find any useful clues from the outside, why don't I personally visit this mysterious emporium?
ไปได้ด้วยเหรอ
Planning to head to Amphorius yourself?
Yes, but not in the flesh like you all foolishly did. See these herder mirrors? With them, I can project my data spirit entity to any corner of the cosmos through spatial worlds, without even needing to leave my room. But of course, these corners of the cosmos must be within the coverage zone of inter-astral peace communications. After all, this is collaborative technology.
ทำร่วม IPC
I see. You do seem like the more indoor type.
Although that star zone is not within the network of the IPC, the Express itself can serve as a signal station. Come, give me the astral chart coordinates. Then, sit back and enjoy the show. Alright, now that everything is ready,
ขอเปลี่ยนเป็นเพอร์ต้าเพื่อความอินพาคนของ IPC มาด้วยเพื่อจะเอาตังค์
heroes, get to work.
Thank you, Madam Herta. Companions are...
Well, this young man sure is courteous.
Madam, watching you work has been an enlightening experience. Your calm and collected nature is true.
This rat. Why did
โอ้ยซันเดย์
First mirror, input the coordinates. You'll be in charge of the spatial warp.
As you command, Madam Herta. The preparations are complete. I wish you a pleasant journey ahead.
Second mirror, prepare for the thought refraction. There's still
วัต
some
ถุที่
distance
ฟ้า
from the
Amphorius
astral express to the Amphorius celestial body. You're in charge of sending me over. This time, raise the power to the maximum. Don't be stingy.
Oh, okay. I won't fail the...
Third mirror, you're in charge of generating the data spirit entity.
I'm happy to help, Madam. What kind of appearance?
Good question. Forget it. Just use my own appearance. There's no...
แสดงว่าเฮอร์ต้าอาจจะอยู่ที่อื่นโดยที่ไม่ได้เป็นตัวเองก็ได้นี่
Preparation of the data spirit entity complete. Thought refraction at max power. Excellent. First mirror. Let's get going.
Have a safe trip, Madam Herta.
May your journey yield good results.
เหมือนประชดจริง
Coordinates input complete. Preparing to activate spatial warp. Destination. Spatial warp countdown. 5. Warp activated.
โอ้ยแซ่บตา
Oh! So that's Amphorius? Its appearance sure is unique. Second mirror. Prepare for thought refraction. It's time to send me in.
Hi. Please read the safety protocols.
Can't you hurry up?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't expect it to be so turbulent.
should have asked the second mirror to use slightly less power. What a magnificent sight.
ทำไม
Is
โผล่
this
ตรง
the
นี้ได้
entrance to Emporius? Let's see. Perhaps
ยังไม่มีคอเฟรม
what's this? A statue? It's ugly. Oh, I finally found your traces. How esteemed must you be for the great Herda to come out personally? When we return, get ready to become free labor for the simulated universe for the rest of your
ก็เหมือนเป็นอยู่แล้วอะลูตา
What's this? How creepy. Oh, it moves? Who are you trying to scare?
มันคือเมื่อไหร่ทำไมเฟรมริเวอร์อยู่นี่
It's either a projection or a fake. There doesn't seem to be much to take note of. Now then, how am I going to get into Emporius?
My deepest apologies, esteemed lady.
อ๋อ
I'm afraid that you cannot proceed further.
Who's there?
ไลกัส
Your visit, although not part of my calculations, is a pleasant surprise.
การมาเยือนของคุณอยู่นอกเหนือการคำนวณของฉัน แต่ก็นำพาความแปลกใจมาด้วยไม่ใช่น้อย น่าเสียดายที่เราไม่ได้เตรียมการต้อนรับอย่างครบครัน และหมายถึงและเหมาะสมกับฐานะของคุณด้วย
Are you not going to answer my question? Who are you?
I have many identities.
ถ้าเป็นเรื่องตัวตนฉันเคยมีมากมาย และในอนาคตก็คงจะมีมากกว่าเดิม แต่ถ้าคุณอยากได้คำเรียกขานมันก็เรียกนามแฝงที่ฉันใช้ประจำก็ได้
You can use my common alias.
ไลกัส
Lycurgus.
ไลคือกัส
Lycus.
ไลกัส
All right, Lygus. But you can't possibly think that I'm just asking for a name, can you?
Regrettably, I do not have the authority
ไม่
to
มีสิทธิ์อ
share
ธิบายให้คุณฟังมากไปกว่านี้
However, standards are always
แต่ยังไงมาตรฐานก็ยืดหยุ่นได้เสมอและสามารถเปิดเผยข้อมูลอย่างหนึ่งที่เป็นละเมิดข้อตกลงขั้นสูงสุดให้คุณทราบได้
this piece of
เป็นอย่างที่คุณคิดทางแห่งนี้คือทางเข้าสู่แอมโฟเรียส
This is the entrance to Emporius.
ไม่ละเมิดข้อตกลงขั้นสูงสุด ใครเป็นคนเขียนข้อตกลง
Now, please, kindly turn back. Emporius
ส่วน
is
ตอน
not a
นี้
world
เชิญกลับไปเถอะคุณผู้หญิง
you
ขออภัยด้วยแอมโฟเรียสไม่ใช่โลกที่คุณควรจะเข้าไปยุ่มยาม แม้ว่าคุณจะสร้างความสำเร็จมามากมายแค่ไหน แต่ที่แห่งนี้ไม่เปิดประตูต้อนรับใครง่าย
so easily.
ๆแต่เราเข้ามาได้ถึงจะมีปัญหาก็เถอะ
You seem to understand me very well. Then you should know that I have no reason to listen to you.
อืม
Your reaction is completely within my calculations. Despite my long years as
ปฏิกิริยาของคุณเป็นอย่างที่ฉันคำนวณเอาไว้ ดูเหมือนว่าถึงแม้จะเฝ้าดูมาเป็นเวลานาน แต่การคาดการณ์ที่ฉันมีต่อธรรมชาติของมนุษย์ก็ยังแม่นยำเสมอ บนร่างของคุณมีความปรารถนาถึงความรู้ที่งดงามทีเดียว
knowledge. But my answer remains unchanged. Madam, it is with the utmost goodwill that I suggest you
แต่
return
คำตอบของฉันยังเหมือนเดิม ฉันขอแนะนำด้วยความปรารถนาดีว่าคุณควรกลับไปทางเดิมดีกว่านะ
Let's assume for a second that I'm not so well
สมมุตินะ
mannered,
คุณไล
and
กา
that
ส
I insist
ถ้าฉันไม่ได้
on
นิสัยดี
uncovering
ขนาด
secrets
นั้น
hidden behind
และ
the
เลือกที่จะล้วง
disturbed
ความลับที่อยู่
light.
เบื้องหลังของคุณเสียให้ได้
How do you plan to
คุณ
dispel
จะ
this
จัด
notion
การ
of
กับความ
mine?
ดื้อรั้นของฉันยังไง เป็นการคุยที่มี
Within the scope of the ultimate agreement, there are
มีอารยะมาก
1,244 logic chains.
ภายในข้อตกลงขั้นสูงสุด ฉันมีห่วงโซ่ตรรกะที่สามารถใช้โน้มน้าวคุณได้ถึง 178,244 ข้อ
After filtering through them, I have determined that I
จากคัดกรองแล้วมีแค่3ข้อเท่านั้นที่สามารถให้ผลลัพธ์ที่ต้องการได้
Oh, I'm all ears.
First, for reasons that cannot be disclosed.
ข้อที่ 1 ด้วยเหตุผลที่บอกไม่ได้ Amphoreus เป็นวัตถุเทฟ้าที่ตัดขาดจากโลกภายนอกโดยสิ้นเชิง นอกจากนั้นฉันแล้วก็ไม่มีวิธีอื่นที่สามารถช่วยให้คุณเข้าไปในนั้นได้อีก
That's not a good argument.
2. ถ้าคุณวางแผนจะบีบบังคับให้ฉันร่วมมือโดยใช้กำลังเข้ามาอ้างเหมือนที่คุณบอกเป็นในเมื่อครู่นี้คุณควรรู้เอาไว้ว่า
Do know that, just like you, I
ฉันเองก็เคยอาบไหลการทอดมองจากปัญญาดังเช่นคุณและฉันขอรับรองด้วยเกียรติเลยว่าในกรณีที่เลวร้ายที่สุดเราจะถูกทำลายล้างด้วยกันแน่เคยอาบไหลการทอดมองจากปัญญาก็คือเป็นอิมาเนเตอร์หรออาบไหลการทอดมองจากปัญญา
Oh, no wonder I couldn't find a back door. When I did a scan of our surroundings,
มีหน้าหลังฉันสแกนจนทั่วก็ยังไม่พบประตูหลังเลยระบบรักษาความปลอดภัยบนตัวคุณสูสีกับสครูลัมเลยน่าสนใจจริงๆใช่ว่าสครูลัมก็เป็นอีมาเนเตอร์เหรอคนที่เหมือนเป็นอีมาเทียบเท่าสครูลัมก็สครูลัมก็เป็นอีมาปะดูถ้าคุณคงอยากจะฟังโซตกะที่3ด้วยสินะ
of course. Why wouldn't I?
3. แม้ว่าคุณจะสามารถทำทุกวิถีทางเพื่อพยายามหาทางที่จะฝ่าทะลวงฉันไปให้ได้
You will surely give up once you understand the consequences of your actions. After all, throughout your long life, as much as you would hate
แต่เมื่อคุณรู้ถึงผลที่จะตามมาจากการกระทำนี้คุณก็จะล้มเลิกความพยายามเองเพราะยังไงในช่วงชีวิตที่ยาวนานของคุณแม้ว่าคุณอาจจะไม่ยอมรับแต่จิตสำนึกก็มีบทบาทสำคัญเป็นอย่างมากการเข้าแอมโฟเรียจะทำลายจิตสำนึกหรอ
What a brazen robot. You think that you can actually understand me
เป็น
through
หุ่น
your
ยนต์ที่อย่าง
country
อายคุณ
calculations?
คิดว่าแค่คำนึงแค่นั้นจะรู้จากฉันได้
But since you put it that way, why don't you tell me what these consequences will be?
ว่าผลลัพธ์คืออะไร
concerns the third path, that is,
มันเป็นเรื่องของผาดที่3ที่เกี่ยวพันกับแอมโฟเรียสและเป็นผาดที่คุณกับเพื่อนๆไม่สามารถเข้าใจได้จนถึงตอนนี้2ผาดแรกคือความทรงจำกับปัญญาผาดที่3คือผาดที่เราไม่สามารถเข้าใจได้จนถึงตอนนี้
the destruction.
คือทำลายล้างโอเค
If you ignore my warnings and persist in your ways,
ถ้าคุณไม่สนใจคำเตือนของฉันและยืนกรานที่จะทำในสิ่งที่ต้องการ
you will break the shackles of a Lord Ravager.
คุณจะทำลายพันธนาการของหลอดผู้ล้างผลาญท่านหนึ่งและความโกรธของเขาก็จะกลืนกินทั้งกาแล็กซี่เป็นคนสร้างแอมโฟเรียสหรอทำลายล้างอะนะเอ้าจบคือจบแล้วโหใครทักมาอ๋อนี่เหลือ2 ดวงเคเฟเล่กับอะควิล่า รู้สึกว่ามันเยอะมากเลยอะประมวลผลไม่ทันกดกาชาซะเลยอ้าวรู้สึกว่ามันเยอะอะตามไม่ค่อยทันเอารวมๆถ้าสิ่งที่ผมชอบในแพทเนี้ยก็เป็นช่วงเรื่องของ
Serving under the Ten Lords as a judge of souls, I come to
เรื่อง
the
ขอ
world
ง
of the living to enforce their
แค
will.
สนะ ผมว่าดี ช่วงดีเบตช่วงท้ายก็ดี แต่ว่าผมว่าช่วงต้นแพทมันย้วยไปหน่อยอะแต่ว่ารวมๆก็โอเคครับ ถือว่าจบเร็วกว่าที่คิดไว้ ยังไงวันนี้ก็ขอจบเท่าตรงนี้แล้วกันนะครับ ไว้เดี๋ยวผมไปอ่านเก็บดูข้อมูลเพิ่มเติมแล้วเดี๋ยวไปค่อยคุยกันไลฟ์หน้าสตาร์เร็วนะครับ ถ้าสตาร์เร็วจะมีไลฟ์หน้าน่าจะเป็นเดินสำรวจตามเมืองนี่แหละเก็บกล่อง เพราะว่ายังไม่ค่อยได้เก็บเท่าไหร่ ประมาณ2-3 แมปก็เดี๋ยวอาจจะเจอกันอีกทีไลฟ์นั้นก็เข้ามาพูดคุยกันได้เสมอนะครับสำหรับวันนี้ก็ขอปิดไลฟ์ตรงนี้เลยละกัน ขอบคุณครับ